I mean, really good place, and we've been watching that for 8 years. And I think that's why, you know, I talked about Mark. He was such a complete player. It was just not a guy that drove in runs. It was not just a guy that hit home runs. He ran the bases correctly. He played great defense. He knew how to drive. You know, he knew how to play the game, and that will be missed.
What did you think of the pregame ceremony, and what did he say to you when you took him out?
Well, I just congratulated him on just a tremendous career, what he's accomplished, and he was thankful. You know, it was nice to see his family here, and you know, I know Lee does a lot so he can play this game, and they have 3 beautiful children, and I'm sure that he's looking forward to this new chapter in his life.
Who else? Anyone else? Dan.
I know we talked to you about it before the game, but just the finality of, you know, a season being over and not accomplishing what you wanted to do. Is it?
It's hard, you know. I talked about it yesterday. It's because you work so hard to try to get to the point where you're going to be in the playoffs and make a run at a championship. And when you don't, it's a hard pill to swallow. You expect to win every year. And, you know, it starts, you know, you start thinking about next year right now in a sense. And it's just hard.
Mark, right in front. Yeah. Sure.
You seem to have some emotion when you talked about Teixeira and his family. Aside from being a complete player, what does Teixeira, the person, mean to you?
Well, I mean, Mark lives his life the right way. He's got his priorities straight. Just, you know, he's a guy that gives back to the community what he's done with Harlem, RBI, and that's just a portion of what he does, to give back and try to, you know, help people have better lives and have a chance to succeed. But he just lives his life the right way. You know, you never hear anything about Mark in the papers, and I mean, he was prepared to play every day, and he was a tough guy. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a guy hit more balls off his feet than this guy. I really haven't, and he found a way to go out there every day. And again, it's unfortunate that his injuries, you know, I believe cut his career short.
Randy. There you go.
Hearing you talk about Tex, does it make you think of the kind of the changing the guard this year? You lose A-Rod this year, Beltran's gone, a lot of your older guys replaced by younger guys, and it's complete turnover this year.
Yeah, it has been. It's a big turnover in the last few years, and that happens in this game. Fortunately, guys can't play forever, or, you know, you might still have the, you know, the 20 Yankees here if they could play forever. But, you know, it's hard because you have relationships with guys, and I've been here a long time, and I've seen these guys do a lot of great things. And but our kids are going to do a lot of great things, too. I mean, these guys are going to do a lot of great things, and I believe they're going to win championships.
Meredith.
Joe, you got one last look at Luis Cessa. Did you expect that he'd be a part of the rotation coming into the season, and what would you like to see him work on for 2017?
Coming into the season, I didn't know much about him because he wasn't in our organization. So for me, you know, I got to see him in spring training and was pretty pleased with what he did, but we knew he had to develop his breaking ball and to be a starter. And I think it's going to come down to a little bit better command with his fastball on the first base side, and the development of his changeup. His changeup, I mean, when he throws it right, the bottom drops out of it, and that will be a big pitch for him.
Billy, yes.
Yeah, kind of in a similar vein with Blyer. He doesn't light up anybody's radar gun, but what have you seen from him? You know, just especially the last month and a half.
He gets outs. I mean, that's the bottom line. He gets outs. He's not going to strike out the guys that some of our other relievers are going to strike out, but he gets outs and he gets ground balls. And to me, that's really important in this ballpark.
Randy.
Joe, every team takes on its own identity. Aside from this team missing the playoffs, what will you remember most about 2016 Yankees?
There were a lot of changes. I think that's what I'll remember. A lot of guys coming and going. big-time players retiring. You know, those are the things that I'm probably going to remember. I mean, there's some things that I'll remember about certain players. You know, the comeback that CeCe had and what he did for us this year. You know, Sanchez bursting on to the scene. But there were a lot of changes here, and that's probably what I'll think about most.